So, as you probably have guessed by the title of this video, this is going to be the best of 2014 video. Everything I loved for the year of 2014. It is already January 13th, so I am super behind the curve with this video, and it's going to possibly be quite long. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first thing that I want to talk about today is skincare, because I am a strong believer that good skin makes for good makeup. Because when your skin is healthy, clean, and moisturized, your makeup will just lay all the better and more evenly and just look so much nicer on the skin. So the first thing is the Clarisonic Mia. This is the device that I use to clean my face every morning before I put my makeup on. It just really gets in there and gets everything clean. I purchased this back in May with birthday money, and I just love this thing. There was a period of time where I did stop using it for 3 to 4 days, and my skin just had a meltdown. I just really wanted to see if this was making that big of a difference in my skin, and it was. And ever since I have been using this, my skin just feels healthier, it looks healthier. Then a couple of cleansers that I have been using. This first one I use as a makeup remover rather than a cleanser, because it really just takes everything off, and that is the Ultra Bland Facial Cleanser from Lush. This is a very emollient kind of balm cleanser, and it really removes all the makeup, even eye makeup. It's super gentle, so you can take your eye makeup off with it. The second one is the Murad Skin Smoothing Polish. This says to use it 2 to 3 times a week, but I use it probably every day where I wear makeup. And I just love how this makes my skin feel afterwards. So smooth, so soft. I really recommend this if you have like acne-prone skin where your pores just always seem to be congested, because this helps relieve congested pores and really just pulls all the gunk out of your face. Speaking of things that really pull the gunk out of your face, this is the Boscia Luminizing Black Mask. And this one just makes my skin feel so smooth, so soft, so just like a baby's butt. It's just like very renewing to the skin. Then a couple of toners that I have just loved this year. They are both from Lush, and they are toner waters that you spritz on your face. And I use the Aroma water and the Tea Tree water. And between the two of these, my skin just has looked so much better since I have been using these. I definitely recommend checking these out. They're very lightweight, and they definitely do the job in toning the skin and tightening the pores. Then lastly, a couple of facial moisturizers that I have been using because I have dry skin. I use 2 different ones. The one I use in the morning is the Ultra Repair Cream from First Aid Beauty. I started using this probably in 2013, but last year I probably went through about 2 or 3 bottles of this. This is not just for your face. You can use it anywhere on your body where you have sensitive skin, where you have acne-prone skin, or you have eczema. That's what it's designed for, is eczema. But it really does repair my skin and help get rid of any redness or breakouts or anything like that. And my skin feels healthy and moisturized after I use this. Then the one I use at night is also from Lush. It is called Skin Drink. And this is a sesame oil facial cleanser. It is very thick, very rich. That is what it looks like a brown kind of mustardy almost look to it. But my skin just feels so supple and so soft when I wake up in the morning. And it just really has made a difference in the dry patches on my face. I really don't even have them anymore unless, like, today it's cold and rainy and disgusting, and my nose has kind of been congested and runny, so I do have some dryness around my nose, but this really has made a big difference in how my skin looks and feels. So moving on to my favorite face products from the year of 2014. The first one has to be the Urban Decay Naked Skin Illuminating Beauty Balm. This I have used as a primer for most of this year, and it is amazing. I love this stuff. It is very glowy and illuminating when you just put it on the skin alone, but putting it under foundation really gives you this lit from within radiant glow, and that is something I need because I do wear mostly matte foundations, and I really need to put that glow and that radiance back into my skin because I do have dry skin, but like a matte finish, so products like this really help me to achieve that, and this is the best one I have found so far. Next are going to be the foundations that I loved for the year of 2014, and the first one is obviously the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous foundation. This is a very full coverage, very matte finish, long-wearing foundation. I love this foundation, and working in retail and pulling 10-hour shifts sometimes, I need something that is going to last that 10 hours and not break down in those 10 hours, and this is the foundation. Great coverage, great lasting power. Next, moving up in a little bit of the price range, this is the Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation. I did do a full review of this foundation, and that is my one video that has hit over 1,000 views, and I do thank everybody that has watched that video. I am very grateful that it's hit that many views, and as you can see, I have really loved this foundation. I have had it for several months, and I do wear this as a powder foundation, and I use it pretty much every time I wear makeup as my setting powder. It just really does such a great job. It is very long wearing on my skin, but again, I have normal to dry skin. I just cannot talk enough about this. Go check out my review and demo of this if you want to know more. The last foundation is something that I purchased at the end of 2013 and pretty much almost returned right back to the store after I purchased it because it was so expensive. But after I got it home and used it a couple of times, I was super amazed and very impressed with this foundation, and it is the YSL Youth Liberator Serum Foundation. This is one of those foundations that I can have on all day and not feel like it's drying or damaging my skin in any way, shape, or form because it is very moisturizing because of the serum it has in it. And for my dry skin, this is like my ideal foundation. And look at this packaging. I mean, how beautiful is this? This also comes with a pump. That's one thing I really like about all high-end foundations. 90% of the time, they do come with a pump. And this is something that I'm going to have to end up repurchasing because it just makes my skin look better than it did before I applied this. And I really love this foundation. It's so great, and if you have dry skin, I definitely recommend checking out this foundation. Then I have a few powders. I have a few powders that I want to talk about. The first one is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. This is almost gone. I have been saving it for special occasions and use it very sparingly. Because it is like a $20 little tiny jar of powder, but I just love the effect it gives under the eyes, and it just is so beautiful. I recommend this very highly. Then I have the Bare Minerals Well Rested Concealer Powder. I do have this on under my eyes today. This helps give a little bit extra coverage to the under eyes, but it really, really brightens the under eye area, and I really like it. It has a very good staying power. So just really quickly, I have decided to split this video into two parts. I'm going to upload them on the same day, so you will see part 1, and then you can go watch part 2. I just did not want this to be incredibly, insanely long. So, this is going to be the last section, and this section is going to be blush, highlight, bronzer, and contour powders that I have just loved in the year of 2014. And the first one, we'll just get this out of the way. Mary Luminizer from The Balm. Favorite highlighter of all time, hands down. I hit pan on this in December, like crazy amounts of pan. I have made such a dent in this. Like, I see other YouTubers and they're like, oh, I'm using Mary Luminizer from The Balm. And it's like this completely flat surface. I used the crap out of this product. I've had it for about a year, and that's all the pan that I've hit, but I seriously use this highlighter every day. Then bronzer that I used, I have two of them. The first one is Sephora's Sol de Rio bronzer. This was limited edition, but I'm going to talk about it because I loved it. And how huge is this? Like, I am never going to run out of this product. And if you were able to pick this up, it is very similar to Benefit's Hoola bronzer, which is the next one I want to talk about. Mine I just loved so much. It is down in the corner of the box in Pebbles, and look at the box. Like, seriously, Alyssa, go buy a new one, please. I mean, it's still usable, it's just falling apart and broken, so we'll see what happens. But I loved both of these. They are very similar in tone, and Hoola's going to be a little bit more pigmented and possibly about a shade and a half darker than this one, but honestly, they are very similar. So if you were able to get your hands on this, you probably don't need to purchase this. But these were both, by far, hands down, my favorite bronzers and contouring powders that I used in like the summer or warmer months of 2014. But to be honest, my favorite contour powder of last year, specifically used for contouring, was this MAC sculpting powder in the shade Sculpt. This stuff gives such a natural, more shadow-like contour, and it really just makes you look like you have awesome cheekbones rather than you contoured a whole bunch with bronzer. And I really, really love this stuff. I think it is definitely a repurchase. And I like using it in conjunction with this bronzer because this is a lighter bronzer and it is very kind to fair skin. And I like using these two together, this one to bronze and then this one to contour. Then I have two blushes that I loved last year. And the first one should come as no surprise, and it is Benefit's Rockateur Blush. This is now broken into 3 pieces, so I'm going to be gentle when I hold it up. But as you can see, I loved this blush. I've got this one whole piece and then these 2 pieces that fall out of here if I dump it too far forward. But this blush is just a very natural looking blush on my skin. It just is the right amount of color for my fair skin, and it gives such a glowy kind of radiant finish to the cheeks. It's so beautiful. Then the second blush is MAC's Extra Dimension blush in Autoerotic, I believe is how you say. This is just such a weird name for a blush, but the color of this blush is beautiful. This was limited edition, and it really is a little bit more corally than Rockateur, but they're very similar. This one from MAC is just more pigmented. And I really like pairing these together, putting this one all over the cheek and then this one kind of just focusing the color on the apples of the cheek. So, with all that being said, this finishes part 1 of my 2014 favorites. Stay tuned for part 2, which will be uploaded at the same time as this video, so you won't miss a thing. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.